If there was ever someone who deserved to be angry or bitter, or someone who deserved to just say, call some angels down and annihilate all you people, he actually went to the cross willingly. You know, like we may have this tendency to think that Rome nailed him to the cross or the Pharisees nailed him to the cross, but really he allowed himself to do that. And in his place, he said, in that space, in that moment, he said, Father, forgive them.
Right.
And I think it's key. We got to remember this, that the words that Jesus used, the language he used was intentional.
You need to get healed, because if you don't get healed, you're just going to replicate. As much as you don't want to replicate the hurt you've experienced, you will replicate it, because it's just how humans are made. That's why it's so powerful in parenting, how you raise your kids, train your children up in the way they should go, because they're going to replicate that. Yeah. And so healing and trying to process through the unforgiveness, trying to process through that is the best thing you can do, because it not only helps you, but it's going to help the future generations, the children that you have, or the spouse you might have one day, or the spouse that you currently have.
Yeah, I think we've shared enough to say that there's a weightiness to unforgiveness. So what I want to do here in the final moments of this episode is, what are some practical ways that you've been able to walk in forgiveness? Because there's a lot of people here that are watching this or listening to this and probably thinking, yeah, that's me. I got it. Okay, I get it. It's a bad thing. I got to get rid of it. How do I do that?
I mean, first,
what are some things you've done? Like, don't give me a
blueprint. And so when I finally got some inner healing, it was almost to a point, and I even remember, like, I'm leaving this here today. I am not bringing it back up. I'm not letting it have a foothold or a stronghold in my life. I'm just going to leave it here. And I mean, that was years ago. And I truly did do that. Good. And now there might be other issues where it might take a little more time, right? It might take a couple sessions with a counselor. It might take a couple meetings and a working through, right? Before you can get to that forgiveness part. So it just depends.
Learn more on how to forgive and walk in freedom on the 10 and 2 podcast with Mark and Leanne.